when he comes over here, doesn't it? When Harry comes over here, everybody goes, right, well, he's only 3.5 miles away from this one and that one and that one, but they're not meeting up.
It's tantalising. It was 7 miles apart.
Was it indeed?
You need to know.
Right.
And obviously everyone's got into a big state about how close this is and how tantalising, and they could have seen.
So for Harry himself, he's now, in many people are suggesting, trapped. And as his mother famously said in that line, it's difficult because there's 3 of us in this marriage. History, truly, according to that source, is repeating itself. Harry is very much sort of whatever is suggested, he has to go along.
January 2026 arrived, and almost overnight, images people had once quietly discussed were circulating again across social feeds. Photos from Soho House gatherings, Paris Fashion Week appearances, and other high-profile events resurfaced, placing Meghan Markle back inside elite social spaces. And in many of those images, one familiar figure appeared beside her, Marcus Anderson. Marcus Anderson is not an anonymous background presence. Within elite networking environments, he has long been associated with understanding access, who receives invitations, how curated guest lists are formed, and how selective spaces maintain their exclusivity.
Full time, we're thinking that that's her husband, Jack Brooksbank. Mm-hmm. It turns out, guess who that mystery man was?
Was it Meghan's guy?
It was Marcus Anderson.
Marcus Anderson, yeah.
Why is she having dinner with Marcus Anderson, and why is he then going home with Meghan and Harry?
Actually attended the garden party and overheard something Meghan said to Harry. So after about 15 minutes talking to guests and being charming, Meghan turned to Harry, and I quote from Lady C's book, "Harry, this is really boring."
Hey, Queenie said it best. It's downright bizarre that a man, gay or straight, constantly clings to a family like Marcus Anderson does with Harry, Meghan, and their kids. He is like a parasite, always lurking in their shadow.
In numerous public photos from different years, when Meghan attended certain gatherings, Marcus was also present. That consistency is what reignited conversation. Not accusations, not definitive claims, but recurring visibility that prompted observers to ask, what exactly is the nature of the connection between Meghan Markle and the man often credited with introducing her to Prince Harry? One noticeable pattern highlighted online is that Meghan is rarely photographed attending Soho House related events entirely alone. Marcus Anderson frequently appears in the same frame. Observers began noting that repetition. The focus for many shifted away from rumor and towards simple visual documentation. The same names, the same venues, and overlapping timelines. Marcus built his career within the Soho House ecosystem, a global private membership network with locations in London, New York, Toronto, Los Angeles, and beyond.
Worth it. Remember?
I'm a real mom.
But you know what it got me thinking about? Meghan and Harry's travel safe obsession. Now, of course, we should all travel safe. That's a relatively normal thing to say. No big deal. Not trying to make mountains out of molehills or anything like that. Not like
membership is not open access. It typically requires referrals, review, and approval. The brand positions itself around selectivity and discretion. Founder Nick Jones, who launched Soho House in 1995, expanded it into a worldwide lifestyle and hospitality brand. Publicly, he has emphasized privacy as a core principle, and reports have suggested that high-profile exposure can sometimes complicate membership approvals. That context has led some observers to wonder how Meghan, earlier in her career, appeared frequently within those circles. Many analysts point to a straightforward explanation: relationships matter in private networks. Meghan developed a close friendship with someone deeply embedded in that membership structure. From there, invitations and visibility expanded naturally within that environment. Photographs from late 2014 show Meghan and Marcus standing close, appearing relaxed and comfortable.
Seemed to be a very reasonable position of not believing a word coming out of Meghan Markle's mouth about my royal family. Now, most people now agree with me about the veracity of what comes out of her mouth. But at the time, this was deemed so controversial that my company, rather than defending my right to free speech, the network said, you've either apologize for disbelieving her or you have...
Those images resurfaced years later, not as proof of wrongdoing, but as points of discussion centered on access and timing. In elite circles, proximity often draws scrutiny. June 2016 marked another moment frequently referenced online. At a Toronto gala held just weeks before Meghan was publicly linked to Prince Harry, photos show Marcus in a blue tuxedo beside Meghan in a black dress, his arm around her waist. Commentators focus less on the pose itself and more on chronology. According to the public timeline, this event occurred shortly before her introduction to Harry became known.
Meghan Markle's best friend, who set her up with Prince Harry, has vanished. Whatever happened to Meghan's best friend, Marcus Anderson? The tall, handsome Canadian was third wheel in the early days of her romance with Prince Harry, and he was front and center at their 2018.
Then came September 2017 at the Invictus Games in Toronto. Meghan was photographed seated beside Marcus in the arena. One widely circulated image captures her smiling in his direction during a split-second moment while Prince Harry appears turned away. Social media amplified that frame, though it remains simply a snapshot without context beyond what is visible. October 2025 generated another wave of attention. During Paris Fashion Week, Meghan and Marcus were photographed walking through the city holding hands.
Message from Meghan Markle.
A private message,
yeah. And it said, hey, I'm a big fan, and so excited you're following me. And this is
said to you.
This was about 3 years ago. And I replied, and we corresponded quite regularly on Twitter.
When the song come on, let me see you get gone. Baby mama, this shot song been breaking in for way too long. I tell the DJ turn it off.
If she a baby mama,
Go ahead.
she gon' do that baby mama.
Work.
The image circulated rapidly online. Comment sections immediately filled with questions, including speculation about Harry's whereabouts at the time. No official statements accompanied the photo, leaving interpretation to public discourse. In June 2025, during a Disneyland family outing, Marcus appeared in group photos. In one social media post, however, his face was covered with a heart emoji. That small detail triggered online discussion. Some questioned why a longtime friend would be obscured if the relationship was entirely straightforward. Others suggested it could have been a simple privacy choice. Longtime observers also reference an often mentioned Soho House guideline.
Want a private existence for their kids. And while I've always thought that Meghan potentially was not actually pregnant, I had initially believed that the child was real.
I don't know if a meeting is definitely going to take place. We do know that Duke of Sussex is very keen to see his father. I think the key issue is that if any details of this meeting, should it go ahead, are leaked to the media, that could compromise a reconciliation, because what I'm told is at the heart of all of
Guests are typically expected to remain with the member who invited them. If that practice applied during Meghan's early appearances, it could suggest she initially attended as someone's guest rather than as an independent member. That distinction, for some analysts, shifts how those early photos are interpreted. Nick Jones stepped down as CEO in November 2022 following a health diagnosis, though he remained connected to the brand's broader creative direction. Industry insiders frequently describe Soho House not merely as a social club, but as a curated networking hub where media, entertainment, finance, and influence intersect, away from heavy public exposure. One location that repeatedly enters discussion is Babington House, the private countryside property in Somerset. Reports have indicated that early meetings between Prince Harry and Meghan may have taken place there. Several accounts suggest Marcus Anderson assisted with coordination and privacy logistics, a detail often described as structured event planning within exclusive environments. Royal biographer Katie Nicole has written that in July 2016, Prince Harry asked Marcus directly to help arrange an introduction at Soho House, London. The setting was reportedly intimate and controlled, with only a small number of people present. At its core, the renewed discussion is less about dramatic allegations and more about patterns of access, timing, and overlapping elite networks. The resurfaced images do not confirm hidden narratives. They simply remind audiences how interconnected certain circles can be, and how in environments built on discretion, visibility itself can spark lasting questions. What stands out to observers is that Prince Harry reportedly approached Marcus Anderson directly when he wanted help arranging a first meeting. Marcus knew the venues, understood how private membership culture operated, and already had an established friendship with Meghan. From that point forward, he was said to assist with securing discreet settings and ensuring smooth coordination. Some describe that role simply as a connector, someone who understands timing, access, and how to create controlled environments without public exposure. Looking at the broader context, during her years on the television series Suits, Meghan was steadily building her profile. She was a working actress with growing visibility, but she was not yet operating at a global level. She had ambition, momentum, and professional credibility, yet access to certain elite international circles appeared limited. After forming a close friendship with Marcus Anderson, her presence inside those high-level networks noticeably expanded. Invitations increased, travel widened, Appearances across Toronto, London, Los Angeles, and parts of Europe became more frequent. That shift illustrates how professional networks often function at the highest tiers. Introductions matter. Trust matters. Access frequently grows through carefully cultivated relationships. For that reason, the pattern continues to resurface in discussion, not as accusation, but as curiosity about influence, access, and how one relationship can significantly accelerate opportunity. Many observers argue it goes beyond a casual friendship. What stands out to them is the coordination, the consistency, and the timing of major life shifts. The recurring public question is not sensational. It is simple curiosity. What made this particular connection so impactful? If one traces the visible trajectory, the progression appears striking. A working actress on Suits becomes a regular presence inside Soho House spaces. That presence expands into elite events and curated environments. Through overlapping networks, she meets Prince Harry. That introduction evolves into a royal engagement, a globally broadcast wedding, an entrance into one of the most historically significant families in the world. Online commentators frequently describe this not as coincidence, but as intelligent networking supported by someone who deeply understood exclusive systems from within. Whether that interpretation is fair or speculative depends on perspective, but the visible timeline fuels discussion. Years after the 2018 royal wedding, and even after stepping back from official royal duties, Marcus Anderson continued appearing at pivotal moments. He attended the royal wedding. He was present at the 2019 New York baby shower. He appeared again during Paris Fashion Week in October 2025. He was seen during the June 2025 Disneyland trip. That ongoing presence has not gone unnoticed. Some commentators have referred to Marcus as one of the most influential figures in Meghan's inner circle outside of her marriage. That phrasing alone sparked debate. Influence can be interpreted in many ways: loyalty, trust, strategic support, or long-term friendship. Sources close to the couple have suggested Marcus prefers privacy. He was not prominently featured in the Netflix docuseries, and in at least one social media post his face was covered. Supporters interpret that as a boundary decision. Critics ask a different question. If the relationship is entirely straightforward, why limit visibility? Privacy does not equal wrongdoing. However, repeated discretion around the same individual can invite speculation, especially when that individual appears at significant milestones again and again. The September 2017 Invictus Games photo remains one of the most widely shared examples. In that captured moment, Meghan appears smiling toward Marcus while Harry is looking away. It is a still frame, no context beyond that second. Yet viewers interpreted it in various ways, projecting narratives onto a frozen image. Over time, some reports have suggested that navigating overlapping friendships within royal life can be layered and complex. Marcus introduced Meghan and Harry. He reportedly helped coordinate early meetings. He was part of Meghan's social world before Harry entered it. That naturally creates a dynamic that draws interest. Meanwhile, Harry's public decision to step back from royal duties reshaped his path and created distance from parts of his family. Any discussion involving loyalty, influence, or inner circle dynamics becomes magnified because of what was at stake, not only personal relationships, but institutional reputation. Observers see a network of friendships, timing, and elite access operating together. Whether interpreted as strategic networking, supportive friendship, or simple continuity, the connection continues to generate conversation years later. When examining what Soho House actually represented, it was more than lounges and private dinners. It functioned as a networking ecosystem. Proximity to wealth, influence, media, and decision-makers who shape industries quietly behind closed doors. Through those circles came connections to fashion insiders, stylists, investors, and creative executives. Overlapping names frequently mentioned include Misha Nonu, Jessica Mulroney, and Serena Williams. These relationships developed within similar curated spaces tied to membership culture. Observers argue that this environment helped Meghan transition from a working television actress into someone comfortable navigating elite rooms with confidence. Access becomes a form of currency. Marcus Anderson operated inside that structure for years. He understood membership dynamics, privacy expectations, and how introductions occur without friction. Many commentators acknowledge that Meghan utilized those opportunities effectively. The lingering question some still raise concerns longevity. What sustains such long-term alignment of trust, timing, and visibility? The late 2025 photos reignited that curiosity because they showed continuity rather than distance. Marcus remained present long after the royal wedding and long after stepping back from official duties. For some viewers, that consistency invites questions about loyalty, influence, and enduring professional ties. Some critics speculate about long-term strategic alignment. Others reject that interpretation entirely and view it as long-standing friendship. The publicly visible timeline supports both readings depending on perspective. Access to elite social networks expanded. An introduction to Prince Harry followed. And from there, a life trajectory changed dramatically. A royal marriage brings global visibility. Royal life ends, yet international influence remains, and Marcus is still in the frame. For many watching, that detail stands out clearly. Some argue the network itself carried significant value. Connections, introductions, creative partnerships, elements that existed independently of royal titles. Supporters say that is simply how modern influence works. Critics question whether the network mattered more than the institution itself. The interpretation depends entirely on perspective. Fast forward to California. Meghan is building new projects, media ventures, and shaping a refreshed public image. Marcus continues appearing at select moments. That pattern keeps conversation alive. Not rumors, not accusations. Observation. Nick Jones, founder of Soho House, attended Harry and Meghan's 2018 wedding. Since then, he has rarely spoken publicly about Meghan's years within the membership community. No extended interviews, no detailed recollections, just measured silence. And discretion has always been central to the Soho House brand. The promise is privacy. If conversations from private rooms spilled into headlines, trust in that entire ecosystem would weaken quickly, so leadership stays controlled. Relationships remain intact. Public commentary remains minimal. Silence, in that world, is often strategic. In the end, what people are examining is not scandal, but structure. How influence flows, how introductions matter, how one well-placed connection can ripple outward for years. Whether viewed as smart networking, loyal friendship, or something more deliberate, one fact remains. Those connections never fully disappeared. That is why the discussion refuses to fade. Many observers believe Marcus understands exactly who attended those gatherings, who met whom, and how those private rooms functioned as powerful networking spaces. But knowledge does not require disclosure. In elite circles, silence can be intentional. The ongoing question is straightforward. Why is Marcus Anderson consistently present years after his original introduction role? He is not publicly listed as a business partner or formal advisor, yet he appears at fashion events, private trips, and milestone moments. Observers point to what they see as a contrast. If the friendship is entirely ordinary, why limit public mention? Why crop or blur photos? Why maintain selective visibility? Supporters respond that privacy deserves protection. Critics respond that discretion naturally invites curiosity. Both sides agree on one point. The consistency stands out. Some commentators suggest Marcus holds shared history from those early Toronto years and Soho House connections. Being present at foundational moments can create long-term loyalty. That does not imply control or secrecy. It reflects history and trust built over time. The reason these photos keep resurfacing is simple. The visuals and the public explanations do not always align neatly in people's minds. Hand-holding in Paris, appearances at family outings, invitations to milestone events. Different cities, different chapters. The same familiar figure nearby. Transparency can calm speculation. Silence can extend it. That tension fuels ongoing debate. Some critics frame the entire trajectory as strategic networking meeting opportunity. Others firmly reject that interpretation and view it as friendship within overlapping professional circles. What remains undeniable is a decade-long connection that has endured. The private details of those early networking years may never become fully public, but the timelines remain. The photos remain. The appearances remain. And so do the questions. If you found this breakdown interesting, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one.